Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast for this Sunday, November 17th. I hope you're all doing fantastic today and have had a nice weekend. Want to say hello to Marxist Heathen Granny 666 trademark. Fantastic name. I like that name. Anyway, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing fantastic and everyone else is as well. And you're ready for our broadcast. My hands are very cold, but I got my tea to keep them warm, although the mug's actually almost a little bit too hot to actually touch, so I just kind of have to hold it just slightly. And of course, we have our nice little cute mice here. Our cute little mice are here to watch and entertain us. Ryan, it is nice to have you here as well. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing fantastic today. I've had a nice weekend. Let's say, the old hag is here. Yes, Granny, the old hag is indeed in the chat. The old hag. We're all getting to be some old hags, right? You know, it's like we're all a bunch of old hags now. Look, you're way younger than me, Granny, and you're the hag, right? And then I'm younger than Ryan, and you're still the hag apparently. The youngest person here is the hag apparently. The oldest person is just a baby. You know, it's like they're just a newborn. Funny stuff, right? Anyway, gonna warm up my hands. If my hands don't get warm, I got my gloves. Keep them warm at least. I can do with that. My cute little mice. Wonder what shenanigans they're gonna get up to today. What sort of shenanigans you gonna get up to today, boys? Nothing. They said nothing, so they may not. You know, they may not actually get up to anything. Anyway, so I just ate 2 huge burritos and I'm still hungry. You know, old hags, a lot of old hags, when they eat a lot of food, sometimes they're like, they have growing pains, you know? It's like, they need to grow more and more and more. It's like you need more nutrients, more substances to actually eat in order to actually grow. Yeah, burritos are okay, I suppose. I like to do burrito enchiladas. Very, very easy to do. So if anyone's familiar with enchiladas, you basically just get 4 burritos and you put them in a container to put in the oven. And then you top them with enchilada sauce, and then you can top them with some other stuff as well. And then you just eat them like that. You can put cheese on it and salsa and that sort of stuff, which I've done that as well. But yeah, it's really, really good. It really is. So. Anyway, let's see if we can take a sip of our tea now. Nice and lemony. Actually, a bit too lemony. lemon tea. Let's see. Your handy dandy quest log reminded me to be here. Objective completed. Attend the live stream. Yes. Objective complete, Ryan. Objective complete. Fantastic. Now, what is the next thing on your quest log? Surely it can never be complete, right? It's always a work in progress. Always a work in progress. Let's see, it's been cold here. It's in the low 40s. Wow. I don't think it's even all that cold here. Interesting. Yes, virtual hugs all around, you know, virtual hugs. Although you shouldn't because of coronavirus. No. Say, look, you can't. You heard from the science himself. Due to coronavirus 19, you cannot hug one another. So virtual only. That's right, virtual only. Meg, great to have you here. How are you doing? How has your weekend been? Rista? So close. So close. It ends with an H. Roostah. I like how when you reply to Granny, it makes the trademark the emoji. Trademark. I guess it just kind of converts it over to that. That's just so interesting. No hugging allowed. Coronavirus. Riff said you don't sound like that, but one of your friends sounds like that, who gets hijacked by the science, you know? Hmm. Hmm? Funny stuff. Funny stuff. Ah. All right. Dr. Fauci. I like how you spelled that, Fauci. That's right. It's me, the science. You thought I retired? No, I'm still working behind the scenes as the elite science man. Working to boost the entire world. Yes, I'm going to boost the soil. Yes. The ground that you walk on and the buildings you live in are going to be boosted. Sir, please just calm down. Oh my gosh. Uh, hmm. Anyway, where are all the trolls today? You know, we're calling out for the trolls because we've been talking about trolls today. We've been talking about people who are very aggressive online, people who are trolls online, and ultimately how that helped me be a much more stable person when it comes to criticism that other people give and be much more, I guess, not reactive to other people's negative things that they can say, whether it be online or in person. So, yes, where are them trolls? Remember when we used to get some trolls here? Yeah, remember this. Trolls are interesting. How does the saying go? It's like if you attract people who love you and hate you, then you're doing something right. Because initially, we did get a lot of haters. We did get a lot of trolls, and now we don't get any. So maybe I'm doing something wrong now. Maybe I'm doing something wrong now. There's always going to be people who hate you. Okay, that is an unavoidable fact of life. People are going to hate you, but we will get into that in just a moment. Ah. See, I have a difficult side quest of finding two identical snowflakes. Hmm. Well, I think you have to ask science about that. He could boost one of the snowflakes and it will convert it into another one that it looks like it. Oh man, would you stop with all that nonsense? People don't care about that. You know, I can hear him saying, it's like, oh, people better care about that because of this and that, but you know. Ah, chicken lips. You didn't know chicken had lips. Oh my gosh, Ryan. You're like the walking, it just, you just spout everything from, it's just, no one will understand it except for like me and you. Chicken lips. Raise your hand if you understand it. No one else, no one else is going to understand it. Ah, it's funny stuff, right? Hmm. Inside joke, indeed. Indeed it is. See, my partner comes home in an hour, so I'm just waiting for her because I love her, but she's mean. Okay, so hold on now, hold on. Let's actually back up. Let's actually back up for a moment. So you love her, but she's mean. So hold on now, hold on. So how? How? How in what way is she mean? And the ways that she is mean, how is how do you show your love past that? Because let me tell you this, if someone is going to be mean to me or be disrespectful to me or say some negative, hateful things to me, I become much more withdrawn from them. It's like I really don't interact with them as much. So that tends to be how it is. There have been people who have done that before. I'm just like, no, you know. Mind you, I've had friends before who have said I don't think that they necessarily intended to be mean or hateful, but they say some ridiculous, hateful things about me and my family in a very discreet type of way. And I'm like, how is this person, how am I even still talking to this person? How are they still like a friend of mine? You know? So it's kind of like, I'm good. I'm good. You know? So it's like, yeah, if someone is going to be mean, they're not going to be involved with me in any sort of way. And that makes a lot of sense with our topic, because we're talking about online bullies. We talked about on Friday. We talked about why are people so mean online, in addition to all the trolls. I'm waiting for the trolls. Like, where are all the trolls in our chat? We don't really get any now. I remember, let me do this. There's been a variety of different types of trolls we've seen over the years in the chat here. And they're all different. There's been trolls who have, sometimes they spam the same exact thing again and again and again because they want you to notice something. Like, okay, answer this question, and you paste it. And it's like, if you don't answer within 5 seconds, they'll paste it again because they didn't think that you saw it. Another 5 seconds go by and they spam it again. And it's like, okay. It's like, are you like on your manic phase right now and you don't know what's going on? Are you just out of your mind and crazy, or what? I don't know. Very likely. Very likely. So you got people like that who are trolls. You got other people who will, I've seen before, who have come on here before saying, "You're a man," or "Look how ugly that you look," or all these other like hideous things and whatever. Like, okay. But then you have the people who are non-trolls, and these are people who are much more respectable. These would be people who, they may not agree with what I'm talking about, but they'll come on here and have a civilized conversation about the topic. So they may not agree. So if I'm talking about a specific topic that is more on the controversial side, I wouldn't say this topic is controversial by any means, okay? There's usually much more viewership. Like if I put XXX, let's talk about sex for transsexual people, then people are going to be like, whoa, that's actually get in here, you know? It's like, let's actually get in here in multiple ways, you know what I mean? So it's like, they want that. People are attracted to that. So it's like, okay, that's where you're going to draw in a lot of the weirdos, I would say. People who may be kind of on the weird side. But, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. Star Helix, great to have you here. How are you doing today? I gotta read your comment in just a moment. You know, some of what we're talking about here, these have been comments. Yeah, these have been comments. And I will talk about the comments in just a moment because it is funny. It is funny. Like, YouTube was a very different place back in the day. That's what we have to remember. YouTube was very different back in the day, where it was much easier to find people. And here is a good example of this. Back before I even made videos, when I was struggling with some mental health problems, I would search up online, learning about other people's experiences with not just trans-related topics, but also bipolar disorder. If I searched up schizophrenia, if I searched up PTSD, if I searched up those mental health disorders, the results would come up of actual people with those conditions and how they're dealing with it. Whether it be talking about them, you know, going through a transition, what medications that they're taking, how they're dealing with paranoid thoughts, how they're dealing with delusions or emotional roller coaster up and down and whatever. You had actual people. And I remember some of these people. I don't even know what any of their channel names are now for the most part. And I think I've remembered a few, and I go back and it's either they deleted all their videos or that they don't post any videos anymore. Whatever the case is, Back in the day, it was easier to find stuff, which is why when I made my channel over a decade ago, it was very easy for people to find me, and why there was such, a rapid growth of, subscribers very early on, because it was very easy. Now, if you search up those terms, what do you get? What do you get when you search up those terms now? You don't get people anymore, you get therapists from WebMD and, other trusted health authorities. It's like no one really cares what some therapist says who has never had this condition, who's just reading a textbook about what the symptoms are of that condition. People want to hear actual real life experiences of the condition. They don't want to be told by some sort of watch a 2-minute video of, oh, here's what bipolar disorder is. Here's the medication you can take for it. There you go. Here's your referral link to BetterHelp and whatever. That sort of crap. It's like, that doesn't really help anyone whatsoever. What helps people is actually listening to other people's testimonial and experiences who may have even, for me, like when I was watching people going through a transition, they would do step by step. Every single day, they would have an update. Here's what I'm experiencing this day. Here's what I'm experiencing this day. And that helped me get a better idea as to what I may experience. I never made videos like that myself personally, but other people I've watched have done that, and that's been very helpful. But you can't find that these days. Now it's all, if it's not from a trusted health authority, when you search up stuff like this, you're going to find big channels that are just, heavily edited. People have smiles on their faces, even if they're not actually happy. They're just making the video for money, essentially. They're not doing it out of the pureness of their heart and what is legitimate to them. So, that's a major problem. So that is why early on it was very easy to attract those trolls, because people could search up something and they could exploit it. They could exploit it. Can you imagine how easy it is to exploit people's mental health problems, such as mine? When I first came on here, people knew exactly what to say and do to try to exploit that. Thank you for the heart, boy. Thank you for the heart, boys and ladies. I like to rub them on my feet and make my feet nice and stinky and red and bloody. Boy, I'm talking. I'm speaking. Okay, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. Okay. You gotta let the woman speak. You can't be rat-splaining here. Okay. Anyway. Anyway. Oh man. See, I lost track now, Rooster. I lost track now. But yeah, I mean, people would exploit mental health conditions online because people are trolls online. People are very mean and aggressive online. So what they will often do is they will see someone who's struggling with a mental health problem, and they will comment things to trigger that person to keep on that behavior again and again and again, to have them keep doing that same behavior. A good example is, there have been people that I've seen who talk about a lot of depression that they have, or maybe that they're, very, very low on money and they're practically homeless. And people will say some hateful, nasty things to them, like, oh, you are ugly. No wonder you're homeless because of this and that and whatever. And it's like such disgusting, hateful, vile stuff that it makes the person feel worse and brings them down more. And if you know anything about the vibration, the energies that we have when we're feeling very low and depressed, our vibration is suppressed heavily. And when we read those things, when we listen to those things and we take them seriously, it brings us down even more. So this person who's trolling online is just saying such hateful, nasty things to bring the person down more. It's disgusting, it really is. Zoo, great to have you here. How are you doing today? I like the icon you have. Is that like a funny looking pumpkin? Anyway, I'm going to continue reading off some of your questions here, and I want to tell you about my experiences after I read your questions here about how I managed to navigate through all of that all the trolls online who would say all those mean and hateful things to me, because I got through it. So if anyone else is considering making videos and they're too scared, you know, you can listen to my example of how I managed to overcome that and be a stronger person even outside of whatever people say online. Anyway, let's say. Okay. Let's see what people have to say here. I get trolls, they call me ugly, and they turn around, they say to offer the junk. Oh, man. You ugly. Let me see that junk, son. Oh, man. Not as bad, but when I first started YouTube. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. When you first start, when you first started YouTube many years ago, that is when it really started. But YouTube has changed a lot of things, so it's like basically like impossible to actually find people now. It basically is. It basically is. Okay, Star Helix. Here we go. Those eyebrows must be added frame by frame. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Someone said that they said that I admitted to adding eyebrows frame by frame. And I remember in one of the videos that I did, it was like as a joke. I did like the video frame by frame. You saw my added on eyebrows, and then I forget what I did. I think I snapped my fingers and they went off or they went on or something. I forget. And then I stood up and they were still there. You know. Now, with all this AI stuff, you can probably do that, like, easily. You can probably, like, do that, like, right on the webcam. I wouldn't know how to do that, but I'm sure someone can create something like that. AI eyebrows. You know? You could probably give me, like, I'm wearing something different, or I'm, like, nude, you know? It's like, there you go. People need to do an AI nude thing if they want to, you know, see anything. It's like, I'm not going to be offering any of that. Nuh-uh, honey, I ain't offering any of that up. But people would do all this AI stuff, and you know how it's quick and easy, and it transforms people. So they would do anything now. They would do anything. Yeah. The comment about pansexual says, takes out all your frying pans and takes them to bed. Yeah, that was about being pansexual. Yeah, I remember that. Pans. Oh man, see, that's the interesting thing. It's like, what is that? Pansexual. So that's like, that means like you fall in love with the person regardless of their gender, I guess, is what it is. So I would say some of that is still true with me, but at the same time it's not, because I'm not, that was when I was like, I think I was still mostly interested in women. I wasn't interested in men at all. And now it's the complete inverse of that. It's like, I have zero interest with women at all, you know? So it's like nothing. So it's just interesting how that change came to be. I think we talked about that in a prior live stream or video, but yeah, interesting stuff, right? I missed the weird questions from your old videos. Some of those statements were comedic gold. Your responses were even better. Indeed. And that kind of leads us to the main topic about how I managed to deal with these trolls online and how I let it not affect me, because as we're talking about here, people who get very heavily influenced by what people say online, and I was someone who did initially, absolutely. I would like read all through the comments and be like easily like upset, like, oh my gosh, someone's calling me ugly, someone's saying I'm a man, someone's saying that I will never amount to anything, or sometimes they will hit you know, very, very in-depth things, and you just keep reading and it just hits you harder and harder. And it just becomes very, very bad. Especially when they would share the video on some sort of external website that has all these like-minded people who just come and like troll the video and just massively dislike the video. That was very, very upsetting for me, but that was like within the first few years of making videos, to the point where I eventually got, and this was a slow a process, as you may know, when you watch my older videos, like the Q&A and weird messages videos. So that was some of my introductory steps of how I managed to deal with these trolls online, which was basically laugh at them. Why let them affect me when I could just laugh at them? That's one of the biggest key things in life. If you find yourself scared of someone or something that's going to happen in the world, like there's so many of these things that you hear about, the end of the world if this happens or that happens, or what all these politicians are doing, or what these science people are doing, all this other stuff, and you know, and it's like they're going to cause this, oh my gosh, havoc and chaos, and it's just going to be like the end of the world, the end of our democracy, you know. It's like you just got to laugh at that and not take things so seriously. You really do. There are some things in life you should take seriously when it comes to your own personal health, your own personal finances, things along those lines. But everything on the external world, when people are trying to make you feel bad about yourself, when people are trying to bring you down, when people are trying to make you afraid, and that's the key thing here, afraid, being scared, being afraid of something. That is the doorway to you being brought down into depression and sadness. It could be anger as well, being afraid, being angry, and then you get brought down into feeling helpless. You got to learn to just laugh at it. You really do. Once you're able to laugh at it and just let it go, like, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, all these crazy people saying all these crazy things, you know, it's like, laugh at yourself even. You know, some sort of flaw you have about yourself. You know, it's like, oh look, I got a pimple like growing right on my nose here, and I look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You know, it's just gonna laugh at it. You know, it's like, yeah, it may not look nice. You may think like, oh gosh, people are gonna be looking at me, but just laugh at it. It's like, oh my gosh, look how funny that is. You know? Once you're able to do that and laugh at yourself, then it really doesn't matter what anyone else says. Now, does it? It doesn't. It does not matter at all what anyone else has to say. Because you've learned to laugh at yourself. Boys, can you laugh at yourself? No, ladies, there's nothing to laugh at because I'm perfection. There's nothing wrong with me. Boy, your feet are super stinky, sweaty, and fat and pulsating. That's a compliment, by the way. DJ? Okay, fine then, boy. Your feet are squeaky clean and there's no stench whatsoever. So look, he gets easily triggered. Rusa, you gotta toughen up. You gotta toughen up. Do you still get weird messages? Do I still get weird messages? Not the same way as they were before. Not the same way. There have been people, well, actually, yes. There's this one person on my other channel who comments on every single one of my videos, stomach grumbling, growling, whatever, and it's like, what? It's like, and he said all this weird, crazy stuff, like microphone, stomach, grumbling, growling, food, something, and it's just a whole bunch of incoherent nonsense. And I'm like, dude, are you okay? Is there something wrong with your brain, sir? Is there something wrong with your brain? And then he had left for a while. He had left for a few months. And then he came back, stomach grumbling, stomach growling, something. And I'm like, what? Dude, I mean, what? What? Okay. That's just weird. That's just weird. So that's like the weirdest thing that I've seen, and I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. sometimes he'll like send emojis of like a microphone, you know, like I don't know what he wants. I think he wants me to do like ASMR with like belly noises. Maybe it's like I eat something and I put the microphone on my belly, but the way that he's saying it, I don't know. It's just disgusting and it's weird. It's just weird. But yeah, that's like the weirdest thing that I get now for the most part. Anything beyond that is some like hateful stuff. So it's like I don't care about that. And then the other kind of interesting thing is when I've made videos that are deliberately trolling in nature, like, oh my gosh, listen, I would like talk like this, okay? And I'll say like the most ridiculous thing, okay? So listen closely, guys, okay? So a lot of people complain about like inflation and how high prices things are and everything. And I have to tell you this, look, the economy is doing greater than ever. There is no inflation. It's all in your mind, okay? Because if you're paying more for like good quality items, it's because the item quality has gotten better. It's like, okay, so if you're paying like $10 for something that used to cost $5, it's because the quality has gotten better, obviously. What other reason would there possibly be? You know, talking like that, okay? Just absolute trolling that no one's going to take seriously. And when people take it seriously, I'm just kind of like, you got no sense of humor, do you? You do not understand that what I'm saying is literally the most ridiculous crap that no one would possibly say or believe, although there will be people who believe that, actually. There will be people who believe that, so that's not actually say that no one will, but there will be people who will. And people believe that I'm being legitimate, and that's just funny to me. It really is. It's like I'm literally trolling. You can tell. Listen to my voice when I'm saying it. Like, oh my gosh, listen. So like I have like 2 brain cells because 2 is greater than like 1, okay? So I'm better than you because you only have 1. You know, so it's like the dumbest crap ever imaginable, and people believe it. It's funny. Oh. Anyway, I think I'm like, how far am I behind here? I am very far behind, so I'm going to continue reading some of your questions and comments in general. Let's see, the internet has come a long way now. We got AI trolls to worry about. Indeed, you're absolutely right, AI trolls. A lot of people you can't tell even if they are real online. You're absolutely right. It's like, is this person real? That's another way to think about it. If people are trolling you, if people are saying hateful things, most of these people do not have any videos of themselves, and they do not have profile pictures. That very likely is either some sort of bot or someone who's so ashamed of themselves that they don't want to show themselves. Just always remember that. That's something that has picked me up as well. It's like, why am I going to listen to anonymous user 69 about how I should live my life when their profile icon is literally a silhouette of a person that's non-existent? And you know, it's like, who's this person? You know what else was kind of funny? So there was this one person who had commented in reply to one of my friends on my video. And they said like something about trans people. They were like very transphobic, and they were saying some really nasty, hateful things. And they didn't have any profile picture of themselves. They didn't have an accurate, you know, depiction of who they were or anything. And I managed to find out, based on their username, who they actually were. Because this is someone who had actually published a book. They were some sort of nurse or something, and they were talking about something online. So this was not just like a complete anonymous like person. This was someone who did have some sort of public presence, but they were hiding behind some fake crap. And I replied to them. I said, oh, hey, insert real name of this person. I read your book, and it's loaded with so much like misinformation in it and whatever, and they deleted their entire account right after that. I just found that to be so funny, because it's like, whenever you try to expose these people, they're just like, oh, no, I'm out. they like to remain anonymous so they can spread all of their hate through an anonymous profile. You know? So it's like, it's just absolute garbage. It really is. Let's say. The trolls are awful. I have seen this happen in live streams and the host was made uncomfortable very quickly. The worst part is sometimes is reacting to it. You're absolutely right. I think what keeps some of the trolls at bay here is that you have to be subscribed for 5 minutes at least in order to comment. So people who are not subscribed, who are going to be trolls, they got to wait 5 minutes. And what do we know about trolls? Trolls are extremely impatient. They don't want to wait. They want right now, instant gratification. So, So, yes, instant gratification for them trolls. Okay. Let's see what else that we have here. So Zeus says, I got one chubby Moomin troll and I am sleeping with him every night. What is a Moomin? Moomin is this character in a series of books and comic strips. I have no idea. I have no idea. What? Okay. You troll Rooster by calling him boy. I call look, listen. Every boy is called a boy, B-O-I, and every girl is called a lady loser. Because lady losers are inferior to us boys, okay? So you're called a lady loser because you're a loser. That's right. Boy! Savta, great to have you here. Hello from Israel. How can I deal with trolling from my family? They keep trolling me even when I move out. Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds awful. It really does. Well, if you have family members that are, saying some hateful, nasty things, or they're trolling you or just playing jokes on you, some family members can be like that. They can be very, I guess, they don't know when to stop. You can certainly try to express your concerns to them and basically say that you're uncomfortable with this and for them to stop. And if they're not willing to stop, maybe you need a little bit of a break from some of the family for a little bit. So that they know that if you're going to treat me this way, I'm not going to be as responsive or communicative with you because you're upsetting me. You're upsetting me. So certainly see if you can have that conversation. Only trans, yeah. Is there an only trans? Let's say OnlyFans trans version. Only trans. Only trans.dating. Okay, hold on. What is this? It says intimate encounters with trans women in your area. Not interested. Not interested. Not interested in trans women and not interested in trans. Period. Oh, but I'm transphobic because that's what my preferences are. I'm not interested in trans. Sorry, I'm transphobic apparently. Yeah, some people do believe that if you're not interested in trans, you're transphobic. It's like it is what it is. I think it would be very upsetting for sure if you find someone who you connect on so many levels, but it's like, you're trans, no thanks. That would be upsetting, sure, but it's like, obviously that person's not meant to be. So. Let's say, I still troll Autumn, but my trolling is the friendly type. Your trolling is the death spank type. That's not really even trolling though. That's just commenting what Death Spank would comment, Funny stuff. Funny stuff. Boy, Aw, look. Look at that rat. So cute. Look, he just like leaned back. How cute is he? Anyway. Let me continue with some of your questions here, comments, etc. I want to go a little bit further down. Okay, I've lost my place. I've lost my place entirely. Is anyone else new here? I don't think so, but if there is, hello and welcome. Hopefully I didn't miss any of your comments. Okay, let's see. Let's say it's all about our perception of trolls. But we focus on nice trolls, it could change everything. Okay, so nice trolls, Moomin. Okay, I'm not familiar. I have no idea what Moomin is. I've never heard of that. Moomin. Moomin. Not familiar. I have to look whatever the heck that is up. Let's see. Yeah, it's just a television series, it says. It's these animated things. It's like this hippo? I have no idea. I've never heard that. I have no idea what it is. Boy, look how cute. Hang on, we need another rat on the other side. There we go. How cute. How cute. Anyway. Let's say, what do you think of Jay Slater case? It's full of trolls. I have no idea who Jay Slater even is. No idea. I'm not familiar with these things, so yeah. You know, if someone is like trolling someone heavily and they lead them to like a very dark path in their life, it's a very sad thing. But you have to be the one to put your foot down and not allow that to happen, not allow them to control you. As I said, trolls, even though they try to do me harm and such, they have allowed me to be a much stronger and better person. Because now I am much stronger than I ever have been before. I do not react if someone says some nasty, hateful thing online or even in person. Not that anyone says anything really hateful to me in person. I think people know better than to say things in person. That is for darn sure. So, yeah. Look at these cute mice. Aren't these such cuties? Ugh. I'm gonna break your feet, boy. I'm gonna break your feet. My feet are broken, but they still stink. That's right. That's right, boy. They still stink. Anyway, let's say the tea's done. The tea's done. So let me continue on down. Now I'm thinking to last week when I had my amazing donut. I want the donut again. The donut was so good. Oh man. But I do not have any. Do not have any. Anyway, Star Helix says, what gets me is how people throw out the word inflation without fully understanding what it means. It's caused by the central banks. Yes. Debasing the dollar. Indeed, it's... You gotta remember this. Back in... I forget what year it was, but it was Nixon, I believe. He had removed the gold standard for the currency. That means you can have massive inflation. They can just print it on demand. Yet people think it's due to price gouging. And it's like, sure, sure. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit further down. A little bit further down. I just mete out justice to the trolls with the thongs of virtue. There you go. Make sure you don't wear all of them at the same time, because there could be a lot of corruption if you wear all the thongs at once. I mean, look, you can wear all but one, such as what I'm doing right now. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm not wearing anything at all. You can't see you can't see anything below here, so I'm not wearing anything. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. Bridget Jones. I have no idea who Bridget Jones is either. Who are these people? Who are these people? Who are you people? No idea. Astrid Lindgren. I have no idea who that is either. Is that the oh, that's the hippo thing. The chubby hippos. Okay, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Moomin trolls are chubby cartoon characters. Gotcha. Okay. I don't get it though. I mean, like, why are they trolls online? Isn't that like a cartoon series or like a book? You can have my thongs when you pry them from my cold, dead butt cheeks. Ryan, you don't Ryan, listen. A thong goes between your butt cheeks, so they're not actually even touching your butt cheeks. So, that is fake news. It's fake news. It's fake news. Anyway. So, does anyone have any exciting plans for this week ahead? You doing anything exciting? Keep posting obscure names and wait for me to get one. See, that's the thing. I could post my own obscure names and no one will have a clue what I'm saying. It's like, who's that? Who's that? You know? No one's going to know some of the obscure names that I'm going to post. You know? You're sitting on my chair, so when I move it like this, you just kind of go back and forth. Is you? You already said 3. You say. I am bringing back my podcast. So starting next week, there's going to be a show every other Friday. Well, that's fantastic, Ryan. Continue with that. Let's see. A lot of bloggers speak up about Jay. Okay, Canadian Joseph. More. I have no idea who that is. Darren Brown. Don't have a clue. Who are these people? Who are these people? The only thing I know, we're going to draw a card for the week. What's the theme of this week? Last week, it was a relatively positive message, something good. Let's see what this week has in store for us this time. Oh, look at that one. The Devil card. It's upside down. The Devil. Satan. Although it is upside down. So usually that means an inverse reading. Mind you, let me tell you what's so interesting about this. All of the cards in here I have right side up, but I intentionally put the Devil upside down. I have never drawn the Devil in like years. Okay? I've been doing these cards for a while. Never drew them. Even when I do my own readings, I've never drawn them. We get the Devil now reversed. We actually drew it. Let's see what it is. It's card number 15. So, if it's in the right side up position, usually means downfall, unexpected failure, negative things. However, because it was upside down, because I intentionally put it upside down, because we don't need Satan in our cards, we need something positive in our cards. Upside down, it usually means release, enlightenment, divorce, or recovery. So maybe you're going through a lot of changes in your life, and there's going to be a very big revolution for you. Something big is going to happen. Maybe there's going to be something big and miraculous happening in your personal life or in the world this week. Or maybe something that you've always wanted to do that you need to do. Or something else that's just Needs to happen. Something needs to happen that is for your own personal growth, even if it seems kind of negative at times. So interesting. That's very interesting that we got that card, which I have never drawn. Never drawn that card. Look at these cute mice. Would like $1 million, there you go. Wouldn't everyone? All you gotta do is just ask Jerome Powell to print it up for you. Who knows that name? It's like, who are these names? Oh man. Have him print it out for you. Print it up for you, rather. He'll print it up real quick. He's really good at that. No one knows that name except you and me? Oh yeah, I guess so. I guess so. That's because we're in tune with what's going on in the world and the economy. We're paying attention to these people, especially people who are not elected into power, who are doing things of our bad interest. Oh, Megan knows. Megan knows. There you go. Okay, we're going to answer a few more questions and we're going to head off here. So, Granny says, what are we going to do about Project 2025? Absolutely nothing, because it is not a thing. If you remember, Granny, what I said was Project 2025 has no relation to the people who are going into the office right now. Okay? Now, mind you, some of the things could happen from there, but it's not the foundation or blueprint of what may happen. So, I would say, take it with a grain of salt. Okay? Whatever is in there, just say, probably 90% of that is not going to happen. Okay? So, that's the type of mindset that I have about that. Ain't gonna happen. Wish I bought gold in 1970, though I wasn't born. Indeed. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Fortunately, hopefully, maybe people have some cryptocurrencies as well, you know? I want to say I bought some Bitcoin when it was like $4,000. And now it's like $90,000. I didn't pay $4,000 for it, but, you know, it has gone up substantially since then. You know, I got it, it was like a huge dip around coronavirus years. So that is like when I bought some of it, so. Yeah. That was back, just think about that. Coronavirus years. I think it dipped down to like 4,000 or so. Let me see. Let me look at the chart here for coronavirus. Coronavirus years. Oh yeah, it dipped down big. Okay. So yeah, the very bottom was 4,000. So I maybe bought it when it was maybe like 6,000. And I just kind of bought incrementally a little bit here and there. Now it's 90. Well, it's not quite 90. It's 89.4 right now. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, I'm just going to buy one. I'm just going to buy one when it's like, if you remember way back in the day, there was like pizza that someone bought pizza for like several, like 100 Bitcoin or something. Let me say, Bitcoin pizza. This was like when it first came out. Okay, so this was in 2010. Someone agreed to pay 10,000 Bitcoin of 2 Papa John's pizzas. $10,000 Bitcoin now would be worth, oh my gosh, it would be worth 895 million. Crazy stuff, right? But you can't project that. Like if I said right now, 90,000 is the highest it's ever going to be. I should sell it all now. Well, what if in another 5 or 10 years it's like $5 million? You know, it's like, oh my gosh, okay. We don't know. Honestly, you don't know. It's like investing for a long-term stock or funds. You don't know what it's going to do. You don't know if it's going to collapse. You don't know if the company is going to go under. If the company could go bankrupt, or the company could fly high. You know, it's like I never would have expected, like Nvidia. Nvidia is like the biggest one that I have made, like I want to say like 3,000% or something on Nvidia, something on those lines, 3,600% I think, because I bought Nvidia like when I first started investing as like, okay, it's just a great graphics card manufacturer, and now it's like, whoa, you know. So it's like it's just crazy, it really is. But let's see, I'm wearing pajamas, singing my heart out, but keep singing, Meg. Are you wearing oh, her bunny outfit? Bunny outfit. Star Helix bought at 21K, sold at 28K. Yeah, I'm still holding what I have, because you never know. You never know. I think I ended up losing some because I had it with it was like a whole mess. The company went bankrupt. One of the what do you call those? I didn't have it in my own personal wallet, and it was on an exchange, and then they went bankrupt. So I ended up losing a decent amount of it. I want to say like 2/3 of it. So if I had 2/3 more, it would be a lot more money for sure. But yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, I would never. That's a lesson learned. Never do that again. Let's say, do you never read any news at all? Why are you not interested in what's going on in mass social media? So let's clarify what news is, because I don't care about celebrity news or news that pertains to people. The only news I care about are what corrupt politicians are doing, or what corrupt government is doing, or when it comes to health-related advancements, when it comes to, well, how does that intertwine with public health? What is corrupt government going to try to do to force people to be medically boosted, you know, in some sort of way? It's like, okay, I'm going to pay attention to that stuff. I don't care about a celebrity. I don't care about, you know, people in their daily life. I don't care about any of that. Unless they're a politician and are, by default, a corrupt individual. By default, I'm going to view any sort of politician very, very, very negatively until they can prove that they are an actual like human being. Because I would say most politicians are like they're literally Satan. They're literally the spawn of Satan, because they're so evil. They just do the things that are not of your best interest. But some of them are okay. Very, very few. And we mean extremely few. Extremely few. Barely any. You could probably count on one hand, and even that's a little bit like, You turned 30 in January and still single. Well, this will make you feel better, Meg. I'm older than you and still single. How about that? See, I have a heart to draw in the love, okay? Do you think trolls target ignorance? Indeed they do. Yes, they do. I like stocks to pay dividends, but buying them now, their NAV or their fair value, but getting nerdy here. NAV, I'm not familiar with that term. Net asset value, okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with, had not heard that term. But yeah, I mean, I made a video probably a few months ago at this point talking about finances, and I shared my stock portfolio if you would like to check that out, of the things that I'm personally invested in, like 38 funds and companies. So massive growth. Dear Diary, I'm still single and I'm turning 30. Never thought I'd see myself here. Well, wait till you turn 35, Meg, and you're still single. Dear Diary, I'm 40-year-old virgin. Oh man, 40-year-old virgin. That's funny. I'd rather take my chances with an angry rattlesnake than trust a politician. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Meg needs a hug. Yes, virtual only because of coronavirus. Okay, even if you have had like 100 boosters and you're wearing like triple masks, you're still not safe. Okay, you're still not safe. Okay, you have to just do it virtually. Man, Star Helix, Meg, I am single. Perhaps we can have a dinner date. Oh, virtual though, virtual. Okay, virtual. You don't want to you don't want to get sick from someone else who may be sick. See, I can't stop myself from laughing at that. That I can't even do the voice seriously. Oh man. Heroes to the downtrodden don't keep diaries. Make note of that in his diary. do do trolls target through NLP via marketing and age groups? Trolls will target, and this is like a sales, even like salespeople to a target through manipulative practices that play on the mind. They will manipulate. That's how like salespeople work, and I feel as though that's how a lot of trolls can end up working as well. So anyway, I want to thank you all so very much for tuning in here. Ristas, be sure to say goodbye. Bye, boys and ladies. Bye, boys and ladies. Be sure to catch us on onlyfeet.sniff, and you can get our premium package of feet sniffing. Only $6.66 a second. You pay per second, and you have to pay 1 year up front. Oh man. Anyway, thank you all so very much for tuning in. I will be live again next Sunday here. It is going to be the weekend before Thanksgiving, so yeah, I'll see you all again then. So take care, have a great one, and see you later. Bye bye.